Hi there, beauties. Welcome back to my channel, A Fit Life Center, where I teach you small coping strategies or small skills to help you either begin, continue, or maintain a life that's fit for you. And what is a life fit for you? It's unique to you. Each one of us takes our own journey to find out what works for us, right? So I like you to think about a life fit for you is really your foundation, and everything you build on that foundation supports your life. In other words, you're not chasing something, you're creating something that supports the life that you want for yourself. And that's why it's unique, because each one of us wants something different, right? And it may look different, feel different, smell different, sound different. It should, because each one of us is as unique as your fingerprint or snowflake. I'm here to help you figure out what that is, or to help you to continue what you're already doing. So that's really what I do here, right? So I'm Sharon. I am a licensed clinical social worker. I have been providing therapy for people who've experienced things like anxiety, stress, depression for years. And now I'm still doing that, but I am also moving into wellness because I want people to be well, right? I don't want people to think they have to have some clinical diagnosis in order to seek services, right? Wellness is a reason to seek out help, right? How do I make sure that what I am doing is really working for me, that is really fit for me, right? Because we spend so much time creating a life that probably works for everybody else, our children, our family members, work, right? Because most of us are A-type personalities. And let's face it, for Black women, we have been, the backbone of our families, our friends, and our culture. And other folks' culture too, but we won't talk about that today, right? So now it's your turn. It is your time to take time for yourself. And so today I really wanted to just take a little bit and talk about the upcoming holidays, right? We have Thanksgiving coming next week, and then the Christmas holiday and all of this stuff, right? And there's this westernized minutia of it that seems like you got to do all of this stuff, right? I'm here to tell you, you don't have to do all of that, right? You can start to think about, how do I get to enjoy whatever parts of it I want to enjoy and release the parts that aren't so helpful, right? I've been married, I got kids, and I have been making, the traditional Thanksgiving dinner for over 20 years, right? The whole thing. You can hear Kismet. I don't know why. Every time I get on here, he wants to start barking. That's my life. And now he's going to come in here and bark even louder, right? Shh, quiet. Sorry, y'all. This is realness, right? But anyway, I've been making that meal for over 20 years, right? And I was taught to make everything from scratch, right? Which means that meal takes about a good 8 hours to prepare. And you have to start preparing it at least a day or two in advance to get everything ready for the day, right? If you are in the Black community, you know what I'm talking about. That's the greens, the macaroni and cheese, the dressing, the turkey, some potato salad, sweet potato pies, and then there might be cakes to go along with it. All of that, right? So that takes time. And I did it because I was taught that that's what we do, right? And when I first learned how to do it, my mom taught me how to make my first Thanksgiving meal, right? I was in Arizona. My mom was in Philadelphia, and I wanted to make my first Thanksgiving for my husband and my baby at the time, right? So my mom was really on the phone with me the whole time. I would make the macaroni and cheese, and she would talk me through the whole process. And then we would get back on the phone for the dressing, and she talked me through the whole process, right? And then the gravy, and that's a whole process. And I'm not talking about canned gravy, y'all. I'm talking about the gravy from the giblets, right? That turkey neck, right? That turkey wing, right? And my mom used to put the chicken gizzards in there. I stopped doing the organ meat thing. But I'm not gonna lie, it makes bomb gravy. We'll talk about that later. But anyway, she talked me through it. The first times I did it, it felt like an accomplishment to me, right? It wasn't the greatest Thanksgiving I ever had, but when I looked at that table, I had a whole spread. 20 years later, I got it down pat. But y'all, I'm tired. I don't feel that connected to spending like 8 hours up in the kitchen producing nothing. It's not my thing. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I would rather go out to a nice restaurant that serves some mimosas, some cocktails, have somebody serve us, then we come home and we relax. I would rather do that. So over the years, we have compromised. My daughter, who is also my tech person, has got us all set up and looking good, right? Taught me how to get this thing going. Now makes the macaroni and cheese, and it's good macaroni and cheese. She's got it down to a science, so I don't even think about that. I don't go do anything. If I do cook, I don't cook a whole turkey. Last year we smoked the turkey because my husband took over that duty. I made some greens, the candy yams, done. I was done. I was in and out that kitchen in like a few hours. It was delicious, but it was quick. This year, I've already talked to my daughter, and we're gonna go out and do it the way I like to do it. We're gonna go out and we're gonna have us a Thanksgiving brunch. And me and my daughter, can I just tell y'all, we love to go out, have a meal. My daughter's an adult, and then have a little cocktail or two. And usually the stores won't be open, but then we would go across to the mall or whatever and be getting our best life. It is the greatest thing ever, right? As you can tell, I love her with my whole heart, and just having that moment. So this is what we're going to do this year, because my husband wound up having to work for Thanksgiving, and I was like, I'm not even going to do what the abbreviated version. We're just going to go out and do us and find some stuff. Maybe we go to a movie and we'll tipsy watch a movie. Why not? Right? So I'm telling you this because just because something maybe started off feeling good to you 20 years ago, and it changes. If it doesn't feel good to you now, think about changing it. When I first started changing the Thanksgiving, I talked about this on Stephanie Perry's channel when I interviewed her, and I'll post that video. I'll link it up here somewhere, right? So you can watch it. When I interviewed Stephanie Perry, right? I told her that when I first started to try to make changes for the Thanksgiving meal that was more in alignment with me, y'all would have thought that I committed an A1 major crime, right? Like, folk where eyes were rolling, lips was poked out. What was this? Why we got this store-bought pie? It was all the things. It was all the things. And I'll also had to deal with my own anxiety. I'm a bad mom. I'm not a good wife. I suck. And I got some outside comments that tried to confirm that to me. And it took a minute of me going back and forth, right? I did abbreviated versions. I got mad, I didn't do it at all, right? And then somebody talked crap about me, and then the next year, honey, I bust out with the whole meal and then some to prove to them that I am that wife. I am that mom. And now, but as I kept working through my own anxiety and learning how to drown out the naysayers, honey, it got easier and easier to not do it and not listen to the opinions of other people that weren't going to ever understand my journey, that couldn't understand me trying to create a life that's fit for me. It was a process. It didn't happen overnight. There were steps to this thing, right? Don't let anybody convince you that when you see them at some success in their life that it happened overnight. It didn't. There was a process to it. And they were able to stay with the process through the ups and downs until they figured it out. That's what I'm offering you. If you need to make changes, be it the Thanksgiving meal, be it how you approach the holidays, be it whether you want to put up all the Christmas decorations everywhere and people won't think you crazy, or you don't want to put up none. Or you want to get a baby tree instead of that big old live tree that drops all the pine needles all over your floor. Now you're the only one cleaning it up. Don't get me started. You got to figure it out so that you can start to enjoy not only the holiday season, but your life. I hope this was helpful for you. I hope you know that my heart is for you. And if you need help, remember, I am also a wellness coach, right? And I teach you how to create wellness in your life. Not all this physical stuff, right? That's part of it, right? But really, wellness is about your well-being. That every part of your life is well. So, I hope you found this helpful. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving or a day off or whatever it is to you. And I'll see you later.